Hello. Hi. Hi there. Hi, it's Lauren Ansley here, local Charlotte comedian and Chief Comedic Officer of Dearly Funny Comedy Shows. Coming at you live on recording from my studio here at Dearly Funny, also known as my bedroom. I wanted to welcome you all to a very special Showpisode. This is the inaugural Dearly Funny, Barely Holding On Showpisode that we're going to be doing on a regular basis. So if you're not familiar with Barely Funny is a comedy show production company based in Charlotte, North Carolina, with three goals, three reasons why we exist. So I wrote them down because I'll probably forget. First, creating moments of joy and laughter. That's what we're all about. Second is supporting local businesses. And third is elevating comedy as an art form. Totally believe that stand-up comedy is an art form. It's extremely challenging, and the easier it looks, the harder the performers have worked to get to that point. So I host a lot of comedy shows in the greater Charlotte region of North and South Carolina, and right now, because of everything going on with the social distancing, we wanted to still create some comedy content because people still need to laugh. People need to smile. People want entertainment. So we aren't going to let you down. That's what we're here for, is creating those moments of joy and laughter. And the way we support local businesses is we bring our comedy shows into their venues. So right now, because we're not doing any public shows, we're still going to shout out some of our venue partners that we work with. Tonight, we want to be sure to give a shout out to the Dream Chasers Brewery, located in Waxhaw, North Carolina. They are a locally owned brewery by the Gimmons, Neil, and I think her name is Kathy. I'm so sorry, I have not had the privilege of meeting her yet. But they've been super supportive of our shows. I love working with Madison there to bring comedy shows. Unfortunately, our March show was canceled, so we actually have both of our performers, Jazz Gill and Danny Whitson, are going to be on tonight's Showpisode. So what is a Showpisode? A Showpisode is going to be show and episode mixed together. So we're not doing stand-up comedy, but we're doing comedy conversations. So I have three people that I'm interviewing and chatting with tonight. First, we have Jeff Meister. He is not a local performer, at least not yet, but he loves stand-up comedy, so we'll be hearing from him. We also have Jazz Gill, like I mentioned, and Danny Whitson closing the show out. Danny is a comedy magician, so he does comedy and magic. So he's going to be doing a very special magic trick during our conversation. So, yeah, I think that covers it. This is free content. So of course the entertainment industry is taking a bit of a hit right now. So one of the ways that we make income is doing these shows. And since shows aren't happening, still want to be supportive of the entertainment industry, and people need to be entertained and to laugh more than ever. So we do have an option for you. We're offering a virtual tip jar. What is that? Well, that's an option if you do feel so inclined. We'd love for you to make a donation so that we can provide more quality content. And tips from tonight's show will actually also go, we're doing a tip share with both Jazz and Danny. So the performers that are on our shows will also get some tips. So if you are interested in making a virtual tip, please feel free to give generously to Venmo. You can reach us on Venmo at Beerly Funny. That's BEERLY Funny. You can also PayPal us at beerlyfunny@gmail.com. And again, any amount is great. $1 up to, we'll take $1 million. Who am I to turn down that kind of cash? Am I right? So anyway, first up, we have a conversation with Jeff Meister, and then I'll be back after that with more information. Thanks so much, and I hope you enjoy. Hey everyone, so we're joined with my very first guest ever on this Barely Funny Showpisode, Jeff Meister. The Jeff Meister. Say hi, Jeff.
So yeah, I really appreciate you letting me reach out and talk to you here. I know you've kind of become the face of comedy in Charlotte. So
stop.
What? I don't know if it was for you, but it kind of felt like you just kind of appeared on the scene all of a sudden and kind of took over.
Oh,
That's
well,
pretty cool.
thanks. That's a little weird, but so before we recorded this, we were actually trying to figure out how it was that we originally got connected, and we have conflicting stories because I thought we actually met at a show that I had in Rivergate in Charlotte, but you remember it differently, right?
Yeah, so it's either one of two scenarios. Either you met me in a strange bar, or
XL.
I messaged you on Facebook and you called back a strange guy. So either way, I don't know if it looks good on your side.
Well, at least it's just within my wheelhouse of what I do. So
That's true.
checks
A
out.
people person.
But you're actually you work in real estate, right?
I do. Yeah, I was a real estate agent for a while. So I really, enjoy, working with people who, know the business better than I do.
Yeah.
That's a lot of other people out there. But yeah, right now I work in the office and just gotta do it from there.
Okay. And you're working from home, right? Right?
I go into the office a little bit now.
Okay.
But,
You're sanitizing though.
oh yeah, I got my bottles of soap, my hand sanitizers, my gloves, my mask, my hat.
Okay. Good. Okay. So one of the reasons why we even got in touch is because you're interested in maybe going into comedy or trying some open mics or something. So what made you interested in thinking about doing that?
Well, I mean, I've always loved comedy, and I've been writing comedy for a long time. Been entertaining myself. I seem to always like it, so it's got to be good, right?
No, that's not how it works.
That's my mom. If my mom says it's good, then
you do have to have a passion for it. So, like, who would you say were some of your influences or favorite comedians besides me?
Yeah, you're number one, of course. No, Robin Williams, I think, was the first real comedian I saw. He had like a special on TV like when I was a kid, and like my parents watched it, and I don't know if I should have been watching it at that age, but the guy was hilarious. It got me hooked.
Okay.
And I just kind of followed a lot of the big names after that, like the Richard Pryor, and then eventually Blue Collar Comedy Tour came around, and right now Bill Burr, I think, is my number one guy.
Yeah, Bill Burr. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've just shouted out a few comedy specials that I think are probably on YouTube and Netflix that people can check out while they have some spare time. So that's great. And you said you've been writing yourself. Do you think that you would try out an open mic sometime once all this kind of blows over?
Yeah, it's been on my list for a long time to do. I've been wanting to do it. And I just wanted to, you were giving me advice on how to even get involved and get out there. I keep using the excuse, I got 2 kids and a job. Who's got time for it? But I definitely need to make it happen and get out there. There's a lot of venues and a lot of options, especially in Charlotte.
Yeah, definitely. So speaking of that, there is Charlotte Comedy Scene Facebook group that you can join if you're not already. And then also Charlotte Laughs Tonight. Those are 2 resources on social media that if you're a comedian and you're interested in getting into comedy, Charlotte Comedy Scene. They also list all the upcoming open mics, of course. It's on pause right now, but once it gets back. And then Charlotte Laughs Tonight. And yeah, so what have you been doing to keep yourself company? Have you been watching like comedy shows or doing anything yourself to kind of
just binge watching a lot of the stuff in the background that I've kept saying I was going to watch all the years ago, and I never have. But actually, I have 2 little boys, and they're the most entertainment right now. And we've been going and making like obstacle courses around the house for them. Just playing games, doing goofy stuff. And,
you could record that. You could record that, or do like a TikTok video or something. Are you kids?
So obstacle courses have been something we've always done, but we are preparing one that will be recorded for tonight. It's gonna be the be all end all of children's obstacle courses.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
how can people go back and view this? Because we'll share this after this has already taken place. So is it public? Is it going to be on YouTube, or is it on your personal page?
Yeah, I'll put it up on my Facebook page and share it. It's good stuff. And my kids are super entertaining in any setting. But now being locked in the house with them for 24 hours, they're perfect.
Yeah, I can imagine. And I do want to point out to everyone that you actually have a unique way of spelling your name. The traditional way of spelling Jeff would probably be more like a Jeff, but it looks like you spell it Sarah.
Yeah, it's pronounced Jeff. The spelling is a little different when it shows up on caller IDs. Yeah.
Okay, so Sarah's hanging in there with you.
I think so. I haven't seen her in a while, and the kids might have taken over out there. Who knows?
All right, very cool. So any last points or anything you'd like to share with our I don't know, dozens of twos of people that are watching this maybe by now.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this is actually, with everything going on right now, I think this is a great opportunity to reach out and kind of get more involved in those things you've been putting off forever.
Yeah,
so
right.
now I have got a lot of spare time, you know, to kind of step up my game on putting together like a little, you know, open mic, you know, set, and that'll get you to point me in the right direction. So I think if anyone's out there, use this time to your advantage and, you know, go after those hobbies, kind of like how you did. You know,
Yeah.
I just made
That's
barely
going
fun.
great for me, Jeff. It's going great. No, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support and your encouragement. And Jeff was one of the people who messaged me and said, are you doing any kind of like live feed or any kind of content? And I was like, I should. So thanks to you. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But really appreciate the encouragement and just the kind of nudge. And hopefully I will be able to see you at an open mic sometime in the future.
But yeah, but if this whole concept doesn't work out, my next advice to you is to follow your cats around and do voiceover for them. So, you know, hey.
Okay. Well, we do have more than we should in this household where I am right now. Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jeff. Hope you have a wonderful evening, and I can't wait to see the obstacle course. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks, bye.
Oh my gosh, welcome back. Thank you so much for still being here. So that was, you just heard from Jeff. Now we're going to move into talking with some of our comedians. So your next performer coming to the Really Funny Showpisode is Jazz Gill. Now Jazz does a lot of comedy performances based out of Greenville, South Carolina. I have shared several stages with Jazz. She is absolutely hilarious and I enjoy seeing her whenever I get a chance. So I hope you enjoy this conversation I had with Jazz. Also, a quick reminder, we do still have that tip, what's it called? Virtual tip. You want to do a tip at Beerly Funny on Venmo and beerlyfunny@gmail.com on PayPal. Thank you so much for your consideration there. And now please enjoy my conversation with Jazz. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with Jazz Gill somewhere in there. Jazz, are you here?
Oh, hi, you guys. How are you doing? I didn't know you were there.
Oh, you didn't know by setting up your camera and clicking the link?
I had no idea this was coming. I had no idea. Check out this.
I love it. I love it.
I had no idea that I was going to be a part of Beerly Funny. Like, I had no idea.
Look at that. Look what I got.
I know. It completely caught me off guard. This caught me off guard.
I love it. I love it. Jazz.
Okay.
So I want to let everyone know the reason Jazz is rocking out this very special Beerly Funny shirt is because we were going to be doing this Women in Business Expo full of women entrepreneurs that unfortunately has been postponed. So we'll be giving you updates later, but Jazz was going to be part of my team promoting Beerly Funny at the show, which was going to be an expo full of women business owners. So I'm so sorry we couldn't make this happen. But I love your shirt.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Just chatting with you. So say hello to everybody, Jazz.
Hello, internet world. Hello, world.
Okay, Jazz. So I'm trying to remember back to when we first met. I think it was probably at the Comedy Zone in Charlotte.
I think we were on a show at the Flat in Greenville.
Oh my gosh, yes, even before that. You hosted, oh my gosh, you hosted me and John Gibson from Columbia and a couple other local guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was it Adam Schulte and Christian Winkler?
Winkler, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And, you stood out to me because I loved your headshot so much. It was like you coming out of like a barn door or something with a microphone. I was like, she's so cute. Who is this? Like, that's one of the cutest comedy headshots I've ever seen. Like, and till this day, like, I'm never gonna forget your headshot.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I actually have another one now where I'm peeking my head out of some ear big things. I don't know what they're called. But hey,
so you get that piece your head out.
Yeah. So, Jazz, how long have you been doing stand-up now?
So my stand-up day, the first time I ever hit the stage was July 16th, 2016.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So what? Almost 4 years.
Almost 4 years. Fast 4 years. This has been a
Yeah.
super, super fast 4 years.
Well, you've been
Yeah.
super successful.
Thank
You're
you.
in a lot of different shows, and you're also involved with Jabs. Can you tell us what
Yes.
Jabs is?
It's the Jabs is a local comedy group in the Greenville, South Carolina area. Excuse me. It consists of 5 I'm not gonna say up and coming comedians, but like 5 very, very talented comedians. You have Jazz, Jarrell, Ari, Brandon Rainwater, and Scooter. And if you
Okay.
put all those together, you get Jabs. And we just like to go to different places, provide laughs and good times and stuff like that. So
I love it. I
it's
love it.
cool.
And Brandon Rainwater, who's part of Jabs, you and he have done some really hilarious sketches together.
Yeah, he's special. We have this whole couple thing that we do online. It's like boyfriend girlfriend couples, and we just try to tackle like everyday, real life, everyday events, so like that couples would go through. So it's fun. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I will give you that. Working with people, you have different ideas and different, ways of trying to get to point A from B, and it's a ride. Like when I say it's the ride, like it really is just one of the best rides I've ever been on. I love working with these people. They're so talented, and their energy gives me energy.
Iron sharpens iron, right? So and you have that perspective of being a stand-up, but you also can work as a team, and not all comedians can do that, where you realize you can share the spotlight and it doesn't have to be all you. There's a lot of comedy that's universal and have to be shared. Yeah.
A lot of times comedians don't talk about how like doing comedy is really a lonely, like it's very lonely if you think about it. Like you're driving, I would say, just for example, for me, if I have a show in Charlotte, sometimes you want people to ride with you, but sometimes it's just easier to go by yourself. So like that's a 4-hour drive in a car by myself. I get there. If I know some comedians, that's great. But if I don't know anybody, I'm not the type to go out and seek people. I'm just like, hey, it's nice to meet y'all. I'm gonna be sitting back here playing on my phone. But so having a team with you and just being able to travel with these people and bounce ideas off these people, and sometimes you even need them to be like, that's not it.
Or they can give you this brilliant way to say it or do it or inspire you or change it just a little bit, and it makes it hit so much harder.
So much harder. You're so right about it. So much harder.
Beautiful thing. Okay, so you mentioned 4 hours. That's round trip, right? Because you're in Greenville, South Carolina. Okay, all right. Do you live in Greenville, or do you live in like the outskirts of Greenville?
I live in the outskirts of Greenville. I actually am. I live in a small town called Easley. It's like right on the outskirts of Greenville. But perfect distance for me for everything. Like the comedy zone here, I'm only 20 minutes away from. Most places to perform here, I'm within 30 minutes of. So that's great. And with the good old coronavirus being out right now, all my shows have been from my living room lately. So like that.
Yeah.
Really cuts down on driving time and everything.
Yeah, I saw this meme where it was like, all right, where am I going to be bar hopping next? The living room or the dining room or the kitchen?
Kitchen. I always go to the kitchen. The kitchen is where the good stuff is.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the heart of the house. So one thing, you mentioned what you first noticed about me was my headshot. Well, what I first noticed about you as meeting you is you were also a tall lady.
I am.
And I remember our interaction at the Comedy Zone, because how tall are you?
I'm 5'12".
I'm 5'13".
Yeah.
So we can relate to those tall lady problems.
Yeah. It's my uncle. So growing up, I had this uncle, and my sister, she's tall as well, but I'm taller than her. And he would always call us Amazons. And like growing up, I hated it. And I'm like, why he always calling me Amazon? But like one day, I was doing something. I was like, I am an Amazon, and I love it. Like, I really do love it. I used to hate it because it's like, not only am I tall, but I'm a bigger girl. And it's like anywhere I go in a room,
I hear you.
Yes, anywhere I go in a room, I stand out. Like no matter the situation, I always stand out until it hit me one day. It was like, you were meant to stand out. That's why you stand out. Like you were. meant to.
So one thing my grandmother would always tell me was she had a friend whose daughter was tall and her daughter was very self-conscious about it. And so she would shrug her shoulders to try to get small and, hunch down. And she said, you're not getting any shorter, just embrace it. Put your shoulders back and just embrace it. And that's what you have to do,
Yeah, and like people being tall is short people are like, I just want to be tall. But like every tall person I know is like, I wouldn't mind being a little shorter. It's so hard to find pants that touch our ankles. I don't think people realize how hard it is. And don't have a big foot on top of that. You just
right.
throw the whole foot away.
The whole package. It's
throw the whole package away. It's a no, it's a struggle, but I love it. I love everything about me. I also work with special needs kids. And to be grateful for everything. Like that's something, of course, we know to be grateful for everything we work with. But while working with my kids, it's like some of my babies are wheelchair bound, so they'll never really get to stand up to like their full potential and see how tall they really are and stuff like that. So it's like, I was blessed to be tall for some reason. I'll take it. Like I'll take it. There's nothing I can do. Like I could probably lose weight, maybe. But as far as being short, like I can't make myself shorter. I can't go to the doctor and be like, hey, take 3 inches out my thighs.
Right. So Jess, you're doing it right now, but I also love how your style in general with comedy is just like so conversational and just one of the beautiful things about comedy is when you're good enough, it looks like you've just come up with it off the top of your head. And that's what your stand-up is like. It's just like you're having a conversation with the room and they're responding through laughter and you are just so good at it. So like I do want to ask how did you get started? Because also we're both tall, but also women, there's not that many women in stand-up. There's definitely more men. So what made you decide to get started? What was that like for you?
Okay, so how we got started, it was 2016, and at the time I was currently working 3 jobs. Wow. So I wasn't doing anything but working. I didn't have a life outside of working. It was basically sleep because I would be so tired. So I was actually in my room and I was like, God, that has to be something for me to do. Like it has to be something for me to do. I've done like a lot of stuff in the arts field, like choreographing, writing, producing, all that stuff. Like I've done it before, so it's like I know it's something for me to do to express myself, but I just didn't know what that was. And for some crazy reason, like I had no idea where this came from. Something was like Google open mics in Greenville.
Wow, that's a big step. Just looking into it is a big step.
Yes, the crazy thing about it, like about my whole comedy career, is I actually wanted to do stand-up when I was 21 years old. I didn't start until I was 26. So when I was 21, me and my 3 sisters, we all went down to Columbia to go find a comedy house or something. Yeah. Long story short, we could not find it. So we end up just going to bars. And that night, I just let go of any ambitions of being a comedian. I was like, it didn't work. I'm just going to go home, blah, blah, blah. So then 5 years later, I'm sitting in my room. And then when I say it came out of nowhere to Google open mics, I did my first open mic. July 16th, 2016, I had my sister and 2 friends come with me, and I was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna get up here and be funny, okay. I've never been one to be shy, so like once I'm on stage, I'm on stage. Shyness, nerves, and all that stuff, it doesn't really affect me that much. Of course, it was like it's my first time. I didn't know what I was doing. So I got up there and time flew by. And I got off stage and there was another comedian. And they were like, how long have you been doing comedy? I was like, this is my first time. They was like, no way, possible. I was like, yeah, the sweat stains under my arms are proving that this is my first time. Like, this is my first time on stage. And from there, I just, you know, people would be like, oh my, you're funny, you're good, just keep going. And I tried to develop a style, you know, when you first start doing comedy. When you first start doing comedy, you hear everyone talk about writing. I'm writing this, I'm writing that. And so I remember going home, I stayed with my me and my baby sister, we had an apartment together. I remember going home and writing down a joke and being like, Coco, how was this? And no lie, she sat on the couch the whole time like this.
Like every other comedian at an open mic.
And then she was like, it was funny. I was like, but your face didn't say it.
Give me that. I need the feedback.
Yeah, I need that. And so after that, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get on stage and talk and not have anything prepared and just come up with what I want to say and just freestyle. When I say freestyling in the comedy game is one of the best things for me. I'm not saying it works for everybody, but it's one of the best things because I also think I have undiagnosed ADD. So when you know, parents back in the 90s did not care to go get you checked. But when you have like a list of things to go down, cars, butterflies, pink, yellow, orange, and my head I'll hit cars, butterflies, but if I forget this pink, it throws off the yellow and the orange, and I just don't. I'm lost on stage. But when I go up there and I'm just talking and the stuff comes in, I give the audience a heads up. I'll be like, hey, I got ADD. Y'all need to put on y'all seatbelts. It's up to y'all to keep up with these jokes, not me. I give them the heads up. 9 times out of 10, they're cool with it. And I just get up there and whatever I have pent up to talk about, it comes out.
I really admire that style. I am the exact opposite. I need this list, the structure of the list, because I will forget where I am. Yes, and sometimes I like to think that my topics weave in with each other. But yeah, I really admire that because I've tried to do that before. I've taken an improv class, and a lot of comedians will do like improv to get more out of their head in the moment. And but yeah, I definitely need that structure. So everybody's process is different.
Are you great in improv?
I was pretty good.
I'm pretty sure you are.
You're amazing. You're probably amazing, right?
I took it once. It was fun. It was great. Like it really was great. But you seem like you'll be very, because you're like the jokes that I've seen you perform. It's like very witty. You're very witty. Like you think you know where you're going sometimes, and it's like, no, you don't know where she's going. We're somewhere else.
She doesn't know where she's going either.
How do we get to CC's parking lot? Like, I don't know. Like, so we're here. Like, we are here, and it's so cool to just. I love seeing you on stage. Like, I love to watch you perform, and I admire that you can keep up with. I bomb the best. When I think, I'm going to go up here and talk about this. And then I get off stage and I'm like, wah, wah, wah.
But it keeps you humble and it makes you better. It really does. It's hard to admit in the moment, but bombing really does make you better. If nothing else, just makes you have those, I call them comedy calluses, where, okay, I bombed. All right, let's move on.
Exactly. And if that doesn't work, God will humble you. I know one time I won a competition at Comedy Zone, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go take myself to Cookout. And I ordered me like this large cheer wine. And so I'm walking in the house with this white carpet. I'm like, yeah, who just won? Cheer wine everywhere. It took me 3 hours to clean up that soda. I was like, I don't even care if I didn't win. It's like, God, the only thing you had to do was tap me on my shoulders and be like, calm down. But no, you know, like soda everywhere. The soda got in like 3 different rooms.
You know, it wouldn't have happened if you'd gotten a milkshake like everybody else is supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do at Cookout.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
Fancy shake upgrade, yes.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
Never had a milkshake from the Cookout.
Mint Oreo, best one. Mint Oreo, I'm telling you.
Okay, so are those two different flavors?
They'll let you do both. So they've added the mint and Oreo.
My mom, I took her to the Cookout one time. She ordered Snickers, and I cannot remember the other flavor, but it did not go with Snickers. And I'm like, are you a serial killer? Because that seemed like a serial killer concoction, what she just made. Like Snickers and peach cobbler, and I'm just like, Who taught you how to order ice cream, mama? Because this ain't it.
Dad, I could talk to you forever. I really could. I know we have to scoot, but I want to talk to you forever. Can't wait to get you on another show. We actually had Jazz booked at Dream Chasers Brewery in Waxhaw. Unfortunately, that show had to be canceled. So we're doing kind of a in-between makeup session right now, but I'm going to put you on a show as soon as we can. As soon as we're able to start doing shows.
Put my shirt on.
I love it.
It goes great with jeans or leggings. Depends on whichever one you want to. One of these shirts can be purchased for how much?
So I actually just got shirts made that I was planning on selling, and I'm somewhere between $20 and $2,500. I'm not sure.
So somewhere between $20 and $2,500, you can look as good as I do.
Woo!
As good as I do in a Purely Funny t-shirt.
That's right. That's right. All right, Jazz. What?
I love you so much. Thank you so much, boo.
Hey, what's your socials? Where can people find you?
I'm on Facebook as Jazz Gill, and that's JASGILL, and I'm on Instagram under Jazz for Laughs 24/7, and that's JAS 4 LAUGHS.
Okay.
And that's it.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. You guys check out Jazz. Make sure to follow her and support her on her comedy career. And we will definitely have you on a Barely Funny show again coming up soon as possible.
You guys support this lady here. She is awesome. See you later.
Bye, Jazz. All right, everyone. So you just heard from Jazz. I think she's so fantastic. Next up, we have our headliner, Danny Whitson. Danny Whitson is a comedy magician based in Tennessee. So we were going to have Jazz and Danny at the Dream Chasers Brewery show. Unfortunately, that show has been postponed until further notice. So as soon as we're back at Dream Chasers, we're going to get Jazz and Danny back on the stage. And again, I want to give a shout out to Dream Chasers Brewery. They are open. They had a post today. As of this recording, they were open today from 3 to 8. They're doing growler refills and also offering beer and I think wine to go. So definitely check them out in Waxhaw, downtown Waxhaw, to support all your local breweries, businesses, takeout. Please, be safe, but also support and tip generously. So now please enjoy this conversation with Danny Whitson. Hello, everyone. Lauren Ansley here with Danny Whitson. Danny, say hi, everybody.
Hello.
I'm very excited that you took time out of your day to come and talk to me. Thank you so much. As you know, we were going to have you on at the Dream Chasers Brewery in Waxhaw. Unfortunately, that show has been postponed, but can't wait to have you on a future show. So you're actually my very first person that I've talked to doing this different kind of format. So I just wanted to kind of have a conversation with you and just kind of chat and see how things are going and just have a talk.
Hey, for the most part, it's going good. I'm doing my part by staying at home, and I'm performing for my cats and my dogs, and so they're really loving my shows. Been selling out. So.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you haven't made any of them disappear yet. Heyo.
No, none yet. Tried to pull a wiener dog out of a hat.
Do you have a dachshund? My mom has dachshunds. My mom loves dachshunds.
I love them.
How many cats do you have?
I've got one cat. So, which if anyone heckled, it was Doris, my cat. She's heckling me some. So.
Yeah. Cool. So, you are actually from Tennessee, so you're going to be coming pretty far for a show. So, where in Tennessee are you?
I'm right outside of Knoxville. I'm in Oak Ridge.
Okay.
Also known as the Secret City. So yeah. This town right here is known for helping with the atomic bomb in World War II. So some education. Yeah.
Claim to fame. I don't know if you want to brag about that, but okay.
That's why it's a secret.
Okay, so tell us what got you started in comedy and what got you started in magic, because you started in magic first, right?
I did.
Okay.
I started off in magic. I was kind of a late bloomer, 19, 20 years old. Most magicians start off when they're like 9.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and went to magic shop, got hooked, and then I started got into street performing, where I would set up like a busker and do street shows, and then decided that the sunshine was rough on my pasty ginger skin, and went indoors. Started out at an open mic at Side Splitters Comedy Club in Knoxville,
Nice.
and was able to start emceeing and hosting, and then kind of from there learned stand up, and then after that combined the two. So
Very cool.
which
Yeah,
is
I
not
got my
easy, by the
start.
way.
It's not. I would not think it's because I just do comedy in itself. How do you find it to combine the two?
Well, first of all, the only way to learn stand up comedy is to just learn stand up comedy. You can't hide behind a card trick or a guitar or a puppet. You have to sit there and learn
Right.
stand up comedy, because
Yeah.
it's the only way to learn it. Now, later on down the road, if you want to bring other things in with it, that's fine. But the tough thing about magic is you have a lot of comedy magicians that either the comedy sucks and the magic's okay, or the magic sucks and then the jokes are really funny. So trying to keep a even balance of both of those has been tough, because as well as I do, your best comedy is the ones that you're telling the truth, and magic's the complete opposite. Magic's, BS.
Yeah.
So trying to make, that work with telling the truth has been difficult. So, but at the same time, I feel like I've pulled it off enough, and, the two work with each other in a weird way.
Okay. So if you had to describe yourself as one of those two, were you a crappy comedian and an awesome magician? Or the other way around? The world wants to know, Danny. Tell us.
Well, I don't want to sit there and say I'm a great comedian. I try, I try. I'm just like, because that thing about being, there's no comic, any comic that sit there and brags about themselves that much is definitely not a good comic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in comedy, how, you're beat down, and that's just how it is,
Yeah.
So, but I've, there's some things in magic, some knuckle busting, sleight of hand that I can do that I'm proud of, So, I don't know. I'm an entertainer. I like to
You
think of
sound
myself
like
as a good entertainer.
You
Let me
sound
say
like a good blend of both. We wouldn't have booked you on our show if we didn't think so. I am actually kind of putting you on the spot a little bit, but I understand a magician is always prepared. So what do you say? Could you do maybe a little card trick or a little magic trick for us today?
I don't even know where a deck of cards is, to be honest.
Yes!
Just
Yes!
turned up. I tell you what, let's see. I tell you what, I'm going to riffle my thumb down the side of the deck.
Okay.
And what I want you to do is just say stop. Okay?
Okay. Stop.
Right there.
Uh-huh.
Not that card, but that card. I can see that card. I can't see that card.
Okay.
Okay? Now, take a look at the card and don't tell me what it is.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Got it. Yep.
All right, cool. We'll bury it right back in here.
Okay. Very good. Sure, it's good.
Now, I tell you what, we'll give it a cut. Oh, we'll drop a card too. Now, pick a number between 1 and 10.
5.
5. I thought she was going to say something else. Here we go. I'm gonna count down. Now, it'd be a cool trick if your card was 5 cards down.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Watch this. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not it?
No.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't act like you've never screwed up at your job. It happens.
Never.
But I tell you what. One of the things that I can't stand, the stupid little jokes being a magician, is people always think you have things up your sleeves.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I've never had anything up my sleeve. I've
Okay.
never used that, except for this one time. First of all, go ahead and just tell me, what was the card you chose? What was it?
The 3 of Hearts.
The 3 of Hearts. Well, if you
3
look
of Hearts.
closely, if I pull my sleeve up, Lauren, if I pull my
Uh-huh.
sleeve up and you look closely, you will
No
see.
way.
Yes! The
Did
3
you
of
just have
Hearts.
that tattooed while we were sitting here?
It was done right here. Yes. If you would have
Crazy.
picked the Ace of Spades, I'd have to take my pants off. So keep
We're
that.
trying to keep this PG-13 as
PG.
times for desperate measures, but we're keeping it clean for now. Oh, that's hilarious and amazing.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. So, Danny, we're going to do a shout out to your social media handles. I'm also going to include them in the stuff that I put in the video, but tell us how people can follow you and get in touch with you.
You can always follow me on Facebook at Danny Whitson Magic and Comedy. And then on Instagram at Super Magic Boy. Those are the 2 I kind of utilize the most.
Okay.
And I do have my personal page on Facebook. I'm running low on friend request spots. So, but if you do want to send me a friend request, feel free to do that too.
Well, I'm already in that club. So still very privileged. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have actually a very special offer for you on this show. So take it away, Danny. Tell them what they can win. Not win,
definitely.
but bye.
What's that?
Not win, but bye. Oh,
well, hey, maybe we may do a prize or something. But actually, I do have Danny Whitson Magic and Comedy T-shirts I sell. It says Danny Whitson Magic and Comedy, and it says Silly Tricks. And also, there's a bunny rabbit on the T-shirt. And the cool thing with these shirts, I sell them for $20. You can get them on my like page or my website, DannyWhitsonMagicandComedy.com. But the cool thing about these T-shirts, they also do a magic trick. Yeah, so you just don't get just a T-shirt.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
The bunny rabbit right here, the bunny rabbit, it vanishes. It disappears. And this is all you got to do. You just fold here and right there. It completely vanishes.
No!
Just like that.
I should mention this is a PG-13 show.
PG-13, $20 though, and you get a cool trick that you can, show to your friends.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Danny.
Awesome. Thank you.
Check him out, everyone. Be sure to follow him on social media, and we'll be back with another Showpisode soon. Thanks. Bye. Bye, Danny. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our Showpisode. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are interested in doing a donation to Be Really Funny, we would greatly appreciate it. Again, this will be split with the performers on tonight's show. Venmo is at Be Really Funny, and PayPal is bereallyfunny@gmail.com. Certainly appreciate your support. Appreciate you watching this. Please feel free to share with your friends. Let them know how much you enjoyed the Showpisode. And the more attention we get, the more likely it is we'll be able to do future episodes. I hope you all enjoy, and please stay safe. And we can't wait to see you all live again. And we'll be bringing you more quality content in the days to come. Thanks. Bye. Good night.